A guy by the name of Saikat Chakrabarty is the chief of staff for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It was reported by the Washington Post that in a meeting with presidential candidate Jay Inslee's climate director Sam Ricketts, he told the truth about the Green New Deal. He said, quote, "The interesting thing about the Green New Deal is it wasn't originally a climate thing at all. Do you guys think of it as a climate thing? Because we really think of it as a how do you change the entire economy thing." AOC and a lot of Democrats have been telling us that we only have 10 or 12 years before we're all doomed if we don't do something drastic about climate change. But it's exactly what we've known this whole time. It's not about protecting the environment. They're only talking about climate change to bring down capitalism. They only pretend to care about the environment so they can advance their big government policies. So, I've come up with a word that best describes this ideology. You saw it in the title: Greenunism. Greenunism is the push for communism under the pretense of protecting the environment. You see, after the Cold War, communists had to go underground, and they've resurfaced in a number of areas, but the Green movement gives them the best chance to push their agenda forward. If they can convince people that their freedom is destroying the earth, then they can convince people to give up that freedom. While the true number of Greenunists is unknown, their presence are being felt in education, the sciences, the media, and the government. In education, they're teaching our children that if we don't follow their lead, the earth will very quickly become uninhabitable. In the sciences, they're refusing to publish almost anything that doesn't support their agenda. In the media, they discredit anyone that challenges their narrative. And in the government, they're pushing policies that take away our ability to choose how we want to live. Try to publish research on the thriving polar bear population and science journals will ignore your results. Point out that the temperatures of the medieval warming period were higher than temperatures are today, and they'll simply revise the data and adjust those temperatures downward. You see, when scientists are about achieving a political agenda and not seeking the truth, they have no problem fudging the numbers to help them in their pursuit. It's the same with the media, it's the same with people who teach our children, and it's the same with politicians. Think about this. The only proof they have that the world will be destroyed by CO2 are climate models, computer programs that predict what's going to happen in the future. The human factor alone in designing such a program is enough to take it with a grain of salt, but add the fact that the so-called scientists doing it have an agenda, and it's really nothing more than political propaganda. They tell us that it's about protecting the environment, but there's a big difference between protecting the environment and Greenunism. Not allowing companies to dump their waste into a river? That's protecting the environment. Signing on to the Paris Accords? That's Greenunism, as a lot of globalist movements are. Do you remember that famous communist slogan, "Workers of the world unite"? Is there anything more globalist sounding than that? Ultimately, just like we've seen in every communist country throughout history, the people in charge will have us sacrifice while they and their friends live high on the hog. Leonardo DiCaprio has become some sort of an ambassador for the crusade against climate change. With his fame and popularity, the powerful keep parading him out to lecture us. He drives a Toyota Prius, don't you know? When he's not flying in private jets or partying on giant yachts or living it up in one of his several multi-million-dollar homes. This guy owns a freaking island, which doesn't make any sense because according to him, it'll be underwater soon. Or will it? Now, there will be some of you who watch this that think, we already have a term for Greenunism. You'll tell me that it's called eco-socialism, which is what I think Mr. DiCaprio believes in. Not for himself, of course, but for the rest of us. Eco-socialists actually believe that socialism, despite all of the evidence to the contrary, can create a society where humans and nature both thrive and live in harmony. Greenunists don't care about the environment. They're only using it for political purposes. And most people who call themselves eco-socialists are in fact Greenunists. Because it's not about protecting the environment, it's about pulling off their political pipe dream. So the next time you hear a leftist Democrat talk about the drastic changes we need to make to solve climate change, you'll know what their real agenda is. They want to take down capitalism and replace it with communism. And they need Greenunism to do it. And that's a simple truth. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to become a supporting member of Blue Collar Logic, click on the link in the description and give what you can.